There's just something about waking up to warm cinnamon rolls in the morning, especially when they're homemade. And these might look like they took all morning to make, but that's actually my favorite part about this recipe. Most of the work happened last night. These are homemade sourdough cinnamon rolls with a gooey cinnamon brown sugar filling and a warm cream cheese frosting poured right over the top. And I'm going to show you how I make them while keeping the entire process as simple as possible. Because around here, homemade doesn't have to mean complicated. If you've been around Whitetail Acres Homemade, you probably already know that I love making food from scratch. But I also have a busy family and a farm to take care of. So when I find a recipe I can simplify a few steps without sacrificing the final result, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And that's what I did with these cinnamon rolls. Instead of spending my morning mixing dough, waiting for it to rise, shaping cinnamon rolls, and then waiting again, I prepared everything the night before. They go into the refrigerator overnight, and by morning they're ready for the oven. So let's get started. You are going to be shocked at how easy it is to make homemade sourdough cinnamon rolls. I've made these many times before and our family just loves them. They're really easy to make and prepare the day before and then just let them continue to proof in their refrigerator overnight, and it's a really easy, fast breakfast in the morning. Nice and warm and gooey. Your family is going to love it. So to start, we're going to add the sourdough starter, the star of the show. So we got 113 grams of the sourdough starter in here. Now we're going to do 118 grams of water. And then 560 grams of all-purpose flour. And now in here I have half a cup of oil and half a cup of honey. And I'm just going to throw that in. It adds nice sweetness to it. And then we're going to crack in 2 eggs. And we're going to add half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And now we're going to turn this on and just mix it for a few minutes. Once you see the dough just easily coming off of the sides, you know you're about ready. And now we'll just knead it. There's something about this part that I actually enjoy. You can feel the dough changing as you work it and make sure everything has come together nicely. right, we got our dough ball. Put that back in here. Set that aside, wash my hands, clean this up real quick, and then we're going to roll the dough ball out, and we're gonna get our mixture together for the center, which is the best part, one of the best parts. And that's nice cinnamon sweet center, and we'll get the rest together. Okay, we're gonna take the dough ball out, set it aside. We'll be using that in a minute. And I'm gonna throw in 1 cup of brown sugar, half a cup of softened butter, and then 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. And we're going to give this a nice quick mix. I know I have the wrong attachment. I didn't feel like getting the other one, so we're gonna just make do with this and get it mixed up. Okay. Okay, awesome. It smells so good already. Already smells like cinnamon rolls. Now I'm gonna set this aside again. And now we start turning this into actual cinnamon rolls. Knead it again real quick. Okay, pretty good. Guess we'll set this aside here. Now we're going to pour this yummy goodness all on here and spread it out. Now this is arguably the most important part, the filling. I like to spread the mixture all over the dough. Don't be stingy about this part. I want that cinnamon, butter, and brown sugar going all the way across so that every single roll gets plenty of filling. This is what eventually melts inside those layers and gives us that warm, gooey center. Almost done. I put some non-stick spray just to coat the inside of this cast iron, and I'm now going to cut these into sections, roll them up, and get them in here. Now here's another place where I like to keep things simple. Instead of rolling the entire sheet of dough into one giant log and trying to slice it evenly afterwards, I'll use a pizza cutter. I'll cut it in strips, and then it's really simple to just roll it up. And I make mine fairly big. The original recipe intended to make 12 rolls, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with a big cinnamon roll in my book. Already starting to look like a cinnamon roll. Now make sure you leave a little bit of room in between each cinnamon roll as you're putting them into the pan, because they're going to proof and expand, and eventually they'll bake together into that beautiful pan of cinnamon rolls that we're after. Now, this doesn't look like too much, but as it sits and proofs overnight in the refrigerator, it's going to expand more, and then it'll further expand when we're baking it in the morning. But for now, this is all we need to do tonight. I'm going to put some saran wrap over this, just put the whole thing in the refrigerator, take it out as soon as I get up in the morning, and then we'll bake it, and we'll make that really yummy like cream cheese glaze icing on top, and it's going to be really, really good. I think the family is going to love it, and yours will too. That's it till the morning. Well, it's still pretty early. I got up before everybody else did, so that way I can come down here and get these cinnamon rolls cooking in the oven. I'm sure in a few minutes that beautiful smell is going to be waking everybody up, and they're going to have a beautiful breakfast to start their day. So I'm going to try to be quiet. I won't talk so much in this part of it. I'll do a voiceover, but you'll be able to see the final finished product. They look pretty good. The original recipe calls for about 25 minutes of baking time at 375 degrees. But remember, I made some pretty hefty cinnamon rolls, so I'm baking mine closer to 35 minutes. Now, while the cinnamon rolls are baking in the oven, I'm starting on the cream cheese topping. For the topping, I'm using 8 ounces of cream cheese, a 1/4 cup of milk, but you could substitute that with 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream if you have it. Then I'm throwing in 1/2 cup of maple syrup and 2 nice teaspoons of vanilla extract. And here's the secret. I like to go just a touch heavier on the vanilla extract because I think it makes it taste so much better. I put everything into a small pot on the stove over low heat and slowly mix it together. We're not trying to boil it. We just want enough gentle heat to soften everything and bring it together into a smooth, creamy topping. And using maple syrup or honey gives it sweetness without needing powdered sugar. By the time the cinnamon rolls are finished baking, the frosting is warm and ready to go, which is perfect because we're not waiting around for this. And just look at these. This is the moment when everybody starts wandering into the kitchen, wondering what's smelling so good. I pulled the skillet out of the oven and set it right on the stovetop. And while everything was still nice and warm, I poured that cream cheese topping right over the entire pan. Get some into those little cracks and crevices because the warm frosting works its way down between the rolls. You've got the slightly tangy sourdough, buttery cinnamon and brown sugar inside, and that rich cream cheese topping melting all over everything. This is definitely not the morning for a sad piece of toast. And that was breakfast. Warm, homemade sourdough cinnamon rolls straight from the cast iron skillet before everybody headed off to school and work. And this is really why I enjoy making things like this from scratch. It's not about making every single thing we eat complicated or spending my entire life in the kitchen. Quite the opposite. I want to find simple ways to make good homemade food fit right into our real life. If you're trying to make more of your family's food from scratch, or you're interested in sourdough, gardening, preserving food, and becoming a little bit more self-sufficient, I'd love to have you subscribe to Whitetail Acres Homemade. We're not trying to make homemade life perfect or complicated. We're just learning practical ways to grow it, preserve it, and make it ourselves. Thanks so much for spending your day with us here, and we'll see you on the next one.